Hey, welcome to Advent 2 here at 3-in-1. Remember last week we did the candle of hope. And this week I'm going to go to the other side and do the candle of peace. And in the back is the candle of joy coming, and the candle of love is in the front. You know, here it said here we are in Advent. We've talked about waiting. We've talked about hoping. And this evening, we're going to talk a little bit about what it's like to have someone who knows you. Do you have that friend? Do you have that person that just know you? And if they speak to you about you, you're all in because you know that they get you. You see, that's part of what we're waiting on. Part of what we're prepping for the birth of Christ is, for whatever reason, it is hard to find someone who can sympathize with us. You know, people don't sympathize with people with which they can't identify. It's very hard for a highly educated person to sympathize with a poorly educated individual. It's very difficult to sympathize with someone who is against your rival sports team. But you know what's amazing is our close friends, when it comes to sympathizing in our weaknesses and our temptations, that they will never, ever, as much as they know about us, will truly never be able to sympathize and know what our walk is like Jesus does. You see, that's the point. You see, the Bible says that Jesus comes and He's going to be our high priest. Well, first of all, for most of us, why don't want a high priest? What's a high priest? We have to understand. The Jews had a high priest when they went to temple or tabernacle to have a sacrifice to honor God for the forgiveness of their sins. They couldn't take the sacrifice into the altar. The high priest did. What the prophecies tells us in Advent and the coming child that we know is Jesus is He is our high priest. We don't need anybody else. He will take it to the Lord, to God, for us. You see, what we do not have is one who's separated from us, but one who's literally been there and done it for us. God came down to earth in human form, walked this earth to show us that He not only created us, but He loves us so much and He understands us that He can sympathize and empathize with everything that we are going through. Imagine what this means to you and me when we are confronted by this endless cycle of temptations, of all of these things. To have someone, the high priest, Jesus, the Messiah, look at us and say, hey, I've been there, I've been tempted, but I said no. This is how I walk you through it. This is how I will help you. You see, you have to consider the sympathetic and the empathetic heart of Jesus in every respect. He has gone through what we have gone through. This is the Messiah we're waiting for. This is who the Jews were prophesied and said is coming and is going to fix all the darkness, and it will be made light. In all your insecurities, in all your vulnerabilities, this child born in a manger has come to walk your walk. That's the message on the second night of Advent. Good night.